What's good, y'all boys? Clip Gang and Don't Bang. I'm back tonight with a little bit of a different video since, there's All-Star break, and we don't play again for like another week. So, I thought a little bit different video would be pretty cool to share with you guys tonight. So, basically tonight I'm going to be breaking down our roster, what direction we're headed. I'm going to get into, how I think this season can go, and what we do afterwards, how we go moving forward, rotations, whatever. So I basically broke down our roster into 3 different groups, okay? Well, technically 4. All right, so you got the youth, being all our guys 25 and younger. And then the ones in the youth category with the asterisk next to their names, that means they're veteran youth, which I believe that is a thing. Because Zubac, he's been around, for a few seasons. He's been around for a while. Coffee, he knows the system. He hasn't gotten heavy minutes until this year, but he knows the system. He's been around for, I think, 2-3 seasons. T-Man, he's a vet now, I'd say. He's been with us, for a few seasons now. Luke Kennard, I believe he's a vet as well. He came from Detroit. He's been with us for a few seasons now, so those are why those guys are in that group, okay? And then we got the role players that, they're not averaging their career highs this year, and they're just more of a diminished role. The role players, Batum, he's a role player, okay? He's a great one. He's the best one on this whole list, on the role player list, but, he's not putting up like 15 a game or whatever his career high was like it's 5 seasons ago. With the Hornets and the Blazers and stuff. And then we got the prime group, players that I believe in are in prime right now, averaging, near the career highs. I think they're playing their absolute best ball of their career. But yeah, let's go in from top to bottom. By the way, Boston Jr.'s age and Batum's ages are underlined because Boston's the youngest and Batum's obviously the oldest. He's the old head of the team. But yeah, let's go from top to bottom. So youth, Boston Jr., 20 years old. He showed some great flashes this year. He's shown he can get his own shot, has a really good handle for being 6'6", 6'7". Yeah, really good shot creating abilities. Even plays really solid defense. He plays the passing lanes well. He's got good length to him. People thought, anybody who's skinny can't play defense. It's not true. Boston, he's actually relatively pretty solid on that end, and he could just only get better from here. So yeah, Boston Jr., he's for sure going to stay around for a long time, or at least I hope so. It'll crush me if they did something stupid and give him away. But yeah, Boston, I think he'll be vital for us, in the post-Kauai PG era, or whatever you want to call it. I think he can be actually a centerpiece because he has star upside. So he's gonna stay around, boys. Trust me. Then next person, Jason Scrub. He's 21 years old. He's a really good scorer. I believe if he played at a Division I college, I don't know, even like if Jay Scrub went to Kentucky or something, like he would have been like a top 10 pick. Like he has star upside. He's great. Kind of like people fault him for being streaky or whatever, and like turnovers and his shot selection or whatever. But no, I actually encourage him to take shots. I wish he'd find more minutes, but right now he's injured. So, even earlier in the season, I believe Ty Lue could have played him in Boston a little bit more, but it's fine. Personally, I'd hold on to Jay Scrub because I still believe he has really solid potential. His floor could maybe even be like a 6-man for us. He has star upside, but at the very worst, he could be like a 6-man for us in the future and just be really great. 15 point per game scorer, 20 point per game, who knows, He's got a lot in his bag, can drive, do it all, shoot really well. Unfortunately, like I said, he's injured, but I think Scrub, he should stick around because I think him and Boston could work well off each other, and it would be interesting to see. So next guy, Preston, 22 years old, kind of an old head rookie, some would say. He's 22, coming out of Ohio, more of a pure playmaker, really nice floater game. Plays solid defense from what I've seen in Summer League, off a small sample size because we haven't really seen him much. It's because he injured himself fairly quickly into the year. But I think Preston, I think he can be really solid, man. He's a smart player. He knows his role. Really good passing floor vision. And that floater game is good too. Trust me, it's if you peep his highlights, he's got it in his bag. So I think Preston, it's unfortunate that he hurt his foot, but hopefully we see him out there next year, get some PT, some run, and kind of take the load off our other guys, because Reggie's playing like 40 minutes a game, so as of late. So yeah, so Preston, get well, my brother. I got high hopes for you. Don't make us regret not picking, someone else like Sharif Cooper, another point guard. But yeah, Preston, we haven't given up on you, boy. So yeah, I hope he stays around. But I got high hopes for those three: Boston, Scrub, Preston. We shall see. We shall see. Hartenstein, I didn't put him in a veteran group, even though he's been in the league for a little bit, because it's his first year on the team. And besides the minutes that he has gotten on other teams, they only played him like 9 minutes a game. He hasn't really seen the floor for as much as this year that we gave him the opportunity. So I still put him in that youth group. So keep in mind, all these guys in the youth group, they haven't hit their prime yet. So guys like Zubac, Coffee, Terence Man, Kennard, all these guys, they're still, I believe they haven't hit their prime yet. So, they can develop and they can become something even greater. Some guys don't hit their stride until they're 27 years old, and that's when they put up their careers. So, I don't know, just be patient with these guys. I think it's really smart. We have a well-balanced, if you look at this list, it looks really well-balanced. We got our youth guys, we got our youth veterans, we got our role players, and we got our prime players in their prime right now playing their best basketball. But anyway, Zubac, 24 years old now. He's gotten a really solid run with us. He's seen a lot of minutes the past couple of years. He's pretty much been our starting center. I believe he's really been improving this year. He's been showing up in the box score, more double-doubles. He's been, showcasing he can score a little bit better in the paint compared to, years prior. Because before, he'll just get open dunks and stuff on pick and roll. But now he's actually doing hook shots and shit like that and expanding his game a little bit. Obviously, he can't shoot the mid-range or the three-pointer still. But, Zubac is solid. I'd keep him around. I think he's good. Would I like him, going forward being our starter on a championship team? I believe, it'd be nice if we had like a Miles Turner, and Zubac is like a backup. But, I think Zubac, I think we could still win a chip with Zubac as our center because, he plays his role. He doesn't do too much. We don't need a scoring big anyway. So, yeah. Coffee, 24 years old. Now, this guy was the meme of the Clippers roster in the beginning of the season. Everyone, why do we have Coffee on the roster? Including me, because, he didn't show any signs of improvement. Apparently, he was getting cooked in a G League and stuff like that. And, he's been in the league for a couple years now, so you expect some improvement by then. This man won Mr. Minnesota basketball or whatever. This guy was the best player in his whole state in high school. So I was like, man, where did his talent go? But no, this year he's shown out. He's improved. He showcased some passing ability. He's making more of his threes, which before, was clank. And Yeah, he's actually doing. He's got some new layup packages and shit. So Coffee, I'd like to possibly even extend him. As crazy as it sounds, if you're telling you this at the beginning of the season. But Coffee, hey, you're doing solid, man. You're at, I believe, 8 points per game, 8.5 or something. So yeah, keep it up. You're really, making us Clipper fans proud, showing you're finally improving and stepping up. You're one of the older ones in our youth class. So next guy, Terence Man, 25 years old now. He's a glue guy for us, hustles. I believe he's putting up like 10 points per game this year, which is his career high. Terence Mann, this is the type of guy that if we had Terence Mann, like how he is now in the bubble, he would have, like, he's one of those guys that, like, even Batum too, like, if we had those two, hustle players, smart, just make the right plays, guys like that, I believe we probably wouldn't have lost the Nuggets, And, like, Terence Mann, he's, the past few weeks, he's been going crazy, man. He's been going crazy. Getting some good assists. He's been putting up 20 points per game the past, like, 4 games. Like, he's been playing really good, which is what we're waiting for, because a lot of us thought he could have won Most Improved this year if he took that step up offensively that we thought he could. But it's all good. Like I said, these guys haven't reached their full potential yet. Luke Kennard, 25 years old. Luke, he's a great shooter. He's been showing he's got more in his bag than just being a spot-up guy this year. I think he's awesome. He's more than a three-point specialist. He's shown us. He's proved he can take on a bigger role and be clutch at times. Get us those quick pull-up just buckets. Those ones demoralize the defense because Kennard just pulls up just so quick and just launches that bitch in. But yeah, Kennard, I fuck with him. I like to keep Kennard around. I mean, obviously we extended him, I believe last year. So yeah, I mean, Luke. I know a lot of Clipper fans, kind of got on his ass when he wasn't performing up to par, but he's been showing out this latter half of the season. So that finishes off the youth group. These role players, we're just gonna do this one quick. Moon, 27 years old. He's been in our G League this season. He played a couple games for us. He showed out. I'd say he put up like 12 points or whatever. I think he's serviceable if we ever need him. It wouldn't even be mad to get him some minutes at the backup point guard role, or if we really need it, if Reggie needs a break or whatever. Because right now our only point guard on the roster, if you can't tell, with Preston injured, it is just Reggie Jackson. He's a combo guard, so we don't really even have like a true point guard that's healthy right now. But yeah, I mean, that's just where we're at right now. So Moon, he's 27. He could just be a role player for us if we ever need him. Ojala and Hood. Ojala, 27 years old. Hood, 29. So Ojala, he hasn't seen much play time, the past few seasons. He's a big guy. He's short for a power forward, but I haven't really studied too much of his game besides, the few minutes he's been playing every now and then, the past couple games. But not too much to think about Ojala and Hood. Honestly, I see them being gone after the season. I believe they're on expiring contracts. Hood, he's in the role player list because, obviously he's not putting up his, 15 points per game or 14, whatever it was, like seasons ago. Covington, he's 31. I like Rocco. He's tough. He hustles. He's in the role player thing because obviously he's not putting up as much points as he did with Philly or Timberwolves, But he's actually really solid. I'd say Covington and Batoon are two best role players, of course. But yeah, Covington, I wouldn't even mind keeping him around for next season, to be honest. Like, if he wants an extension, let's give him a year. Give him a year. I wouldn't say like a prove-it contract, but, something like that. Don't pay him too much, but something reasonable because he is a role player. Nicholas Batum, 33 years old, the team old head. Smart player, makes the right plays, has a really quick catch and release, good catch and shoot guy. I believe that Batum, he was really an underrated signing. I know a lot of people are like, what the fuck? Why are we signing Nick Batum? He's washed, whatever. But no, he's a glue guy. He's one of our glue guys. He's the guy that, our other players in youth rally behind. People love to play with Nick. He's really chill, too. He's really chill. I think he embodies the Clipper spirit, But yeah, he's definitely the best role player on this list. I put him ahead of Covington by a slightly decent margin, but not too bad. And Covington's, miles ahead of Hood and Ojala and Moon at the current state. So then for our youth list, now look, for the best player on this youth list, some would say Boston Jr., some would say Zubac or Terence Man. But look, I'd have to give it, as good as Boston Jr., his upside is, I'd have to give it to Terence Mann being our best youth piece right now, because despite, him just putting up 10 points per game this year, in the playoffs, this man dropped 40 in closeout games. He dunked on Gobert like twice, so we still got to remember that. Like, Terence Mann, he's shown that he's clutch and can will us to victory and be that guy in the playoffs, if we need him to be. So I'd still give Terence Mann, the edge of being our most promising player in this youth category. And prime. So these are the guys that I believe in their prime as of right now. Powell, he's putting up like 18 points per game, which is his career high, I believe. Right now he's in his absolute prime. So let's break down this trade too. So we traded essentially a role player in Bledsoe. So Bledsoe, he's a role player, and then Justice Winslow, I'd say he's a veteran youth guy, and Keon, he's just a normal youth. But so we traded two youth guys and a role player for a guy in his prime right now. As high as I was on Keon Johnson, I can't hate on that trade because we got us a guy in his prime. He's playing his best basketball right now, 28 years old, Norman Powell. Yeah, I mean, he's going to do great things for us. I think it was a great trade. I approve. I'm excited to see what he does more on the floor for us in these upcoming games. But yeah, it should be interesting. I think he's a great fit. He hustles defense. He's not a ball-dominant guy, so I think it'll be great. He's going to fit in perfectly once other guys come back. Then Kauai, he's 30 years old now. I don't got to say much about Kauai. We know about him, best player in the world. Paul George, he's 31, a year older than Leonard. So these are obviously our two main core guys. PG, I mean, he was doing pretty solid. He was about to make the All-Star team until, injuries derailed him this season, but it's fine. Hopefully he comes back sometime in March, which would be awesome. I want to see him on the floor again because it's so fun watching PG play. Reggie Jackson, he's 31 years old. I believe he's in his prime right now. Comment down below what you think, because I put Jackson and Morris in the prime group because right now I believe they're playing their best basketball in their careers. Okay. Jackson, sure, this was not a most efficient season, but he's also being asked to be our number one option. Or if you want to put Morris as number one, whatever. They're interchangeable, okay? So, yeah, Reggie's really stepped up. I believe I'd like to extend him, honestly, because he's earned it. I mean, he's been our main guy this year. He's taken on a big load of the minutes. He showed up. He's been clutch. He's led the troops. think about this. A super team like the Lakers are behind us right now, and Reggie Jackson has been our front runner. So if he hasn't earned, a little extension or whatever, I believe he still has 2 years on his deal, so we don't have to. But anyways, yeah, Reggie, I put him in this prime group. Same thing with Morris, too, because he's playing their best ball right now. Let me know what you guys think, too. What do you think if we ran this lineup? All prime lineup. Reggie Jackson at the 1. Norman Powell at the 2. PG at small forward. Kauai at power forward. And Morris at center. A little small ball action. Oh, my God, man. Imagine this lineup, closing minutes of the game. Bro, we would be unstoppable, man. Holy shit. Pretty much everybody's a switchable defender except, Reggie, but, jeez, man, that's something. So, yeah, so basically I just broke down a roster from top to bottom. I believe we're well balanced. I mean, we got our youth guys, youth veterans, solid amount of role players, and then our 5 players in the prime right now. So, yeah, I mean, like, as far as what I foresee this season, I believe we make the play-in. If Paul George comes back, sometime in March, we could even snag the 6th seed. I don't know. We'll see. Realistically, though, if Kauai doesn't come back this season and Paul George is, he's the only one that comes back and Powell's back and stuff, I believe we still can make the, upset some people and, make it to the second round, maybe in the conference finals again. Who knows? Because when this team gets rolling, playoffs were a different breed too. So, yeah, I mean, it's a tightly knit group, lots of chemistry. I really like the way this roster's been built. I believe we have the second round pick for this upcoming draft. So if you'd like to, I can kind of look into some guys on who, I could project we pick. I'd like to bring in, maybe a nice, big man or something like, or even if we draft like a good power forward, that would be pretty solid since Batum and Morris are getting up in age. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much where I realistically see us. I mean, our ceiling this season, I believe we can make the Western Conference Finals. If PG comes back, if PG and Kauai come back, shit, we could win a ring this year, but it depends how they play because they've been out for a while, But, realistically speaking, though, without those guys, I don't think we win the finals this year. Obviously, this team's more built for next season. But, yeah, I believe, the construction of this roster, when I look at this list, I see a future dynasty, man. I can't lie. I cannot lie. I see a future dynasty. But, yeah, I mean, anyways, though, comment down below what you think, about this video. Yeah, I mean, it's just breaking down, what I think, the direction we're headed. I really like it. I think, we can do some damage. Next season, it's going to be a scary sight, Hopefully we develop these guys, Boston, Scrub, Preston, Hart. But yeah, and anyways, though, just comment down below. Let me know what you think. A little bit different video today, but, there's no Clipper basketball, so just had to be on the fly. But anyways, comment down below what you think. Clip Ganger Don't Bang signing out.